Hello, friends. This is John Connor third of episode 202 of Shadow and Flame of Magic. We are going to review Amazing X-Men Volume 3, Issue 2, Binary 2, Laura Kinney Sabretooth 2, Ultimate X-Men Volume 2 21, Avengers Volume 9 32, Amazing Spider-Man Volume 7 15, and Longshots 2 very quickly. Um, so let's get into it. All of a sudden, I was like, wait a second, I didn't say something. I'm like, oh, the premier Kitty Pride Lockheed and Magic podcast. Nailed it. So, Amazing X-Men Volume 3, Issue 2. Spoilers for all these forthcoming comics. The Dark Child issue. If you're going to pick up three Age of Revelations titles, this should be one of them. We learned so much with this issue. AOR Cyclops sent his mind back to the present day, and the AOR X-Men knew this, and Beast figured it out, and Darkchild knew it before he did, which we already know when we catch up to the X-Men in January that we'll be seeing AOR Cyclops in Scott's body. Darkchild challenges Scott to a duel, but a duel of words, not a debate necessarily, but in a way where words do hurt. Darkchild hits him that he abandoned Madeline Pryor, more with her later, and baby Nathan, which knocks him down. He accepts the information of what the true plan was in good stride. He gets that this is the real move. But when he has the X-Men, the future isn't lost just yet. Scott wins the duel with the truth that if Darkchild is around and Ileana's dead, and then Darkchild failed as her only purpose was to keep Ileana alive. She doesn't want to play anymore and lets them leave. Scott invites Psylocke along, which upsets the X-Men, but she was forced to wear an X by Revelation, and that's all Scott needs to know. That and whenever secret Psylocke has, which we'll learn more about next issue, then that'll be the final issue too. Binary 2, we learned that in year one, and hopefully someone's making a YouTube video of the AOR timeline. I'm not even sure how people even edit videos, and I would love to learn how to do it. Jean Grey died, keeping the X virus from affecting the rest of the universe. She gave the Phoenix Force over to Carol, who promises to keep the fight going. Except she only kept her hometown safe, so that's 1,000 flat scans who are mutant free. Though a small group resents Carol and tries to blow her up, apparently there is a way for them to leave when they want to, or there's a way for them to get supplies from outside the dome. So she should have set up a policy where people can leave when they want to. Issue ends with Madeline Pryor showing up, which I love, who I totally called last issue. Silly Carol does not recognize her and calls her Jean, which she absolutely hates when people do that. Laura Kinney Sabretooth 2. Laura lies to Revelation about killing Hellion last issue. He doesn't seem too upset about it. He force changes her mind and sends her to stop her family from escaping to Araco. Sage is at the gate, not a Krakoan gate, unfortunately, and trying to send people there. Laura's son, Alex, doesn't want to go, but Shark Girl, who I find curious that she's not a woman or a shark lady X years later, I would think she would have changed it. Issue ends with Apocalypse wanting intel. Um, Ultimate X-Men Volume 2, Number 21. I'm going to miss this series, but I'm not going to miss having to keep coming up with great things to say every issue. Momoko, Davison, and Lantham bring us another great issue. We get into Shadow King's mind, and it isn't overly gross this time around. Still twisted, but not overly gross. Sunfire isn't dissuaded with the X-Men's protests of the Mutant Registration Act and sends some goons to stop them, and we get a fun fight sequence. Issue ends with Shadow King confronting Armor yet again, so they are like that's just going to be the spine of this volume. Avengers Volume 932. I was out, but McKay brought me back with magic, which is nice as I was missing my present day X-Men action. Scott is still leading the B Avengers, or X Avengers, if you will. We see the X Avengers are still dealing with the threats. Magic and Juggernaut handled Gigantus, and very easily from the looks of it. City left the X-Men to assist the Avengers who are fighting Kang and Marvel zombies, including Daredevil. Issue ends with a new villain and City's real name being revealed, Camelot. It felt like a reveal, but I'm not sure if it works as a cliffhanger. Oh, and we see Marvel zombie villains rising up. So All right, we'll see if Magic's back this issue, or is she going to skip one more? Amazing Spider-Man Volume 715. I thought it was Warlock on the cover, but it's actually a different Technarch guy named Glitch, which is still cool, but I'm back out. I did see Spider-Man Raccoon. Rac I did like seeing Spider-Man and Rocket Raccoon talking. They're fun together. He just keeps being paired up with lousy Peters. I like the lady who ends up kissing Peter with permission. Always good. But it isn't enough for me to stick around. Longshots 2, very briefly. Still no Shadow Kitty X Baby, and I'm not just connecting with this series. And I feel shallow for like, hey, if Shadow Kitty was in here, would I be a lot more forgiving? And I think I would be. But as you know, not even a reference to her as far as I saw, but there's just no connecting points for me. I guess Wonder Man here is to be listed as a trade to buy in January, maybe. Issue ends with Mojo wanting Longshot to show up in the big Act 3 Big Bad, so that's happening. I mean, it's a cute story, but and I like fun comics, but it's just no, it's just not for me. Um, so next week we're gonna have Iron and Frost 2, Ultimate Wolverine 11, hopefully Ultimate Sprite survives, Sinister 6, 2, Spider-Girl 6, which the preview pages show her in Hawaii, so that's fun. Spider-Man Wolverine 7, Rogue Storm 2, and a new Avengers 6. And 1776, which feels like an odd time for this to be coming out, but I guess someone at Disney Marvel Weary wanted a revolutionary title. So our current rankings for Age of Revelation, Book of Revelation 1, Amazing X-Men 2, maintaining its spot. Expatriate X-Men 1, Iron and Frost 1, X-Avengers, Undeadpool, Overture, the last, and I would say that's the definitive. If you're going to only get 5 titles, those should be the 5. Overture, The Last Wolverine, Radioactive Spider-Man, Binary 2, Laura Kinney with Sabretooth 2, which feels a lot more important now that Apocalypse is in the title. Cloak or Dagger 1, Omega Kids 1, Unbreakable X-Men. I guess we'll cut off the mid-tier title, which I feel bad about because Gail Simone made a tweet the other day that was like, hey, don't ask me about people I'm following as I follow like 18,000 people, and so some people, probably weren't problematic when I followed them back. So then I made a comment like, "Hey, I always appreciate you follow me," which in my mind I knew meant like when you follow me on Blue Sky, which I super love. And then it was like Cal Jitter forever, which I really thought that would be the thing she would respond to. Like, I don't like we need a better ship name for Jitter and Kaliko, but I'm trying to make cow litter happen because it's just fun and it's easier, right? And she started following me on Twitter, so I'm like, hey, Gail Simone, appreciate the follow. It's like it was her and Jonathan Loves X-Men. I was like, am I cool enough for these two? And now I am cool enough for those two, and that makes my heart feel pretty great. Um, and then the bottom tier would be Rogue Storm 1, Sinister 6, Age of Revelation 0, which was just a tease, Longshots 2, and War of Revelation. So, we got 2 issues. Well, Longshots has 1 issue, turn it around, and now we turn it around. Like, it's just not a comic for me. Not every comic's for every person, but I do feel bad for just not being connecting to it. I mean, Bishop's there, Hellcat's there. Like it's a good cast of characters. X Babies. I love the X Babies, but uh, I mean, I'm a Kitty Pride Magic guy. Put those guys in a comic. I'm all for it. And I'm waiting for DCBS to update their November books to order. So, um, I'm excited to see what variant covers I'm going to be picking up. And that, everyone, was episode 202 of Shadow and Flame of Magic, your premier Kitty Pride, Lockheed, and Magic podcast. And you can follow me on the socials at Jocko SII on TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky, Twitter. And I was hearing some buzz about Spotify people aren't liking, but they host the podcast, so um I guess when I promote the podcast, I'm just going to use the Apple link, and that should be enough, right? But I need to look into why people are not liking them. But we already all it takes is like, hey, everyone, we're boycotting Coke, and I'm like, sure, I could use less sugary drinks in my life, so all right. Just tell me who are bad, and I'll try my best to avoid those bad people. But I like to think I'm a good guy, good enough, right? As we all are. And so, thank you everyone for listening. You can follow the podcast socials at SNFWM. Um, and if you're looking for a good account to follow on Blue Sky or Twitter, I really recommend Daily Lockheed. It's an account that seems to be committing to every night posting. So, I don't know. Daily Lockheed. Probably should make a Lockheed subreddit, but I don't know. How are you going to promote such a thing? Well, I imagine you just do a post there and then you cross post it on X-Men and Kitty Pryde subreddits. Oh, yeah. Solving things left and right. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for listening or watching, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, everyone. Bye.